Don't worry, y'all. I assure you that this was just a speed bump and we will rebound from this tenfold. Because remember, they can delay us, but they can never deny us. Alright, y'all, so look. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the results of the main event for UFC Tampa, where we saw America's champion and Colby Chaos Covington suffer a loss due to doctor stoppage against Joaquin Buckley. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you my critical retrospective on UFC Tampa, Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share so you can help me reach 1,500 subscribers by May. I'll deeply appreciate you. And make sure you join the official UFC Discord, link in the description. Alright, so look, in the main event of UFC Tampa, we had Joaquin Buckley defeating Colby Chaos Covington via third round doctor stoppage. And look, the fight was great, no doubt about it. And there is no denying that Joaquin Buckley looked incredibly strong and showcased his incredible explosiveness as well as athleticism in this fight. But we cannot overlook Colby Chaos's performance here, and he managed to take down and secure multiple takedowns against the more physically imposing opponent, which speaks insane amounts of volumes taking into consideration the circumstances during the bout. And unfortunately though, the cut that Colby received in the first round was just so severe that the doctor had no choice but to stop it, fearing permanent damage to Colby's eyelid. And it's a tough pill to swallow, especially as a Colby Chaos fan, because in my opinion, I think this fight still had a lot of life left in it. And even Uncle Fester, Dana White, mentioned in the post-fight press conference that if this fight had taken place in Vegas or somewhere out west, it might have not have been stopped, which I know a lot of you Colby haters would have enjoyed, thinking that it meant an imposing KO finish from Buckley, but I beg to differ. But first things first, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Colby Covington has bled in his fights before, and I'm talking about badly. And he even had his jaw fake broke by Marty from Nebraska in their first fight, and on other occasions still pushed through in order to secure the dub. And we're talking about a guy who's known for his durability and his heart, and is known for thriving through adversity. And it's not like Joaquin Buckley landed some devastating strike that caused this cut. It happened in a scramble with Buckley's hand catching Colby's eyelid during a takedown attempt. That freak accident is what really dictated the fight's outcome, not some overwhelming dominance from Joaquin Buckley. And look, I get it. A lot of MMA fans are hyped about Buckley and the tear he's been on, and he definitely had his moments in that fight where he looked super impressive. But come on, the commentary team, Bisping, Felder, and Brandon Fitzgerald were out of control with the amount of glaze they were giving Joaquin Buckley in there. And sure, he was throwing his big meaty hooks and whatever, but go back and watch that fight. A lot of those strikes were either rolled or blocked, and meanwhile, Colby Covington was landing the cleaner shots, especially in the later rounds, where you saw him throw some nasty body kicks, landed some slick jabs, and started controlling the pace of the third round. Colby Chaos is a man known for his gas tank as well as his relentless pressure that grants him the ability to win late. He was building momentum in that fight, and by the third round, he had the most control time in the fight and was starting to break Joaquin Buckley down piece by piece. And you can clearly see Joaquin Buckley's power noticeably start to fade toward the later rounds. And look, if I'm being 100% honest with y'all right now, I just did not see Colby Covington getting finished in there. He was absorbing those early shots just fine, and if this fight had gone to rounds 4 or 5, I think we would have seen a typical Colby Chaos takeover starting to break through. And look, let's not pretend that this was some one-sided breakdown on Joaquin Buckley's part. The blood coming from Colby Covington's eyelid clearly made it seem worse than it actually was, and it was honestly just optics. And in reality, this was a very, very competitive fight on both sides. And even in the moments where Joaquin Buckley seemed to have the upper hand, Colby Covington kept coming, kept working, and kept pushing forward. In retrospect, I really didn't hate this performance from Colby Covington, honestly. He knew coming off of that booty performance against Leon Scissorhands Edwards last year, he had to come into this one kinda guns blazing. Active in the start and resort to that pressure-heavy volume merchant style that we saw break Marty Fake Newsman. Look, I understand that Colby Chaos has a polarizing persona, and a lot of people watching are driven by their dislike for him, forgetting that he's playing an obvious character in order to sell fights. But love him or hate him, you cannot deny that his grit as well as his fighting spirit in the octagon isn't beyond commendable. And that's what makes this result sting a little more than obviously real life does, because it kind of feels like it was cut short way too soon. Overall though, great win for Joaquin Buckley. A win over the 6th ranked Colby Chaos should shoot him up to the 5th or 6th spot in the welterweight rankings, and after his victory, he gave the audience a few names to choose from for his next fight, like Bilal Remember the Eyeball, Leon Scott Scissorhands Edwards, as well as Marty from Nebraska. He ended up settling with Marty, but with the rumors that he's booked with Jack Della Maddalena for a potential bout, I don't think that fight's possible. Though I do think that a fight between Usman and Buckley is a very interesting and intriguing stylistic matchup that I would love to break down more in depth if it ever comes to fruition. But at the end of the day though, I don't think we need to worry. Colby Chaos Covington will be back, and he's been through too much and fought too hard in order for this to be the end. The man has built a career on proving doubters wrong, and I've got no doubt in my mind that he'll do it again. But most importantly of all, we can never forget that they can delay us, but they can never deny us. But that's all I've got to say for this video. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your guys' thoughts on UFC Tampa, Colby Chaos Covington versus Joaquin Buckley, and what do you think the next steps are for both Colby and Joaquin? Let me know in the comment section below. But that about wraps up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.